third.
Three?
Yes.
Can you give me another three?
Oh, yes.
Okay, hit me.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah.
At around 3 o'clock.
Okay. There's another one. Can you do it again?
There's this Future Foundation or the Future Fund.
Okay.
Announcement, and at the same time, there's a person.
Yeah.
Got 3 posts.
Okay.
Public posts at the same time.
Hit us with the 3 posts.
It's Nicholas Young.
Okay.
He become Exco member.
Yep.
He also become the special advisor to the chief executive on technology and innovation.
Very good.
And he is going to be a chair on the yet to be formed technology and innovation advisory committee.
Okay. Very good. All right. So he's going to be a busy boy.
Oh yeah.
Now, of course, this is the executives' runaround not getting funding from the LegCo for the ITB. Is that right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So they're pretty much doing a run around that.
Well, but you know what? I mean, this run around has been too long because I think ever since CY Leung has been elected, that was like even before July 1st of 2012. Nicholas Young's name
was already out there.
To be the bureau head or the POs for the ITB, the Innovation Technology Bureau.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the Legislative Council back then, does not.
They shut it down,
and then they shut it down again last month.
Yeah.
So, so he has been waiting for from 2012, let's say spring of 2012.
Right. Kind of cooling his heels over at PolyU. Okay. Well. So now he's got the job, but he doesn't have the job, right? Like apparently it's technically a non-paying position, but he's going to get some kind of an honorarium of like $76,000 a month.
As an Exco member, though.
As an Exco member, which is pretty honorable. I mean, that's not bad, but given it's not supposed to be a full-time job, and what kind of resources is he going to have? Like, what's the difference between what he's doing now? Because apparently he is going to be writing reports and providing advice on Hong Kong's technology future, but how is that different from having a whole bureau behind him?
I think the actual power as the executive or as the executive arm still rests with Gresso's bureau.
Okay, so whatever he wants to do, he's got to run it through Greg
Economic Development Bureau.
Right.
And it really depends on how the bureaucrats see it.
Right.
Because according to the system, they are still reporting to the secretary of CEDB. Right. Or short form SCED. SCED. So it would be a bit of a hiccup.
So basically, if Nicholas wants to get anything done, he can recommend all he wants, but if he wants to get anything done, he's got to run it through Greg So.
Yeah. But and if Gresso didn't want to do it, or if he is too busy.
Busy.
And because he has his whole lot of other
he's got his own priorities. Sure.
So then Nicholas may not be able to do it.
So what's the forecast of that? Because Nicholas is CY Leung's picked guy.
Yep.
He's been his picked guy for a long time, so Gregory is not going to visibly run interference.
You know what? I think in any case, let's assume the best case scenario.
Right.
Which is the ITB passed last month.
Yeah.
And Nicholas Young becomes the
head of the new ITB.
Yeah, head of the ITB.
His own resources.
What happened?
Yeah.
He still got only 2 years or so to finish what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sure, as an IT person, he will be project-driven.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect sense, yeah.
So, now that he is the advisor or whatever, I think he just wants Gresso to come up with resources for, let's say, 1 or 2 projects to be done.
Yeah. So,
So I think, behind the scene, it will be very likely that the chief executive, Gresso, and Nicholas has agreed.
They've worked something out
on very specific project.
Right.
That the bureau is going to help Nicholas to do that.
You got some old friends on the inside? Can tell you what that project is?
I don't know, but it's the most likely scenario. From a logical deduction.
Makes perfect sense. But I guess, do you know anything about the relationship between Greg So and Nicholas Young?
Not bad, because I think when Nicholas Young is in PolyU, and when Gresso was still the undersecretary, Gresso has been tasked by the policy secretary.
Yeah.
To look after technology policy. Anyway.
Okay.
I often see Gresso went to Cyberport and all that.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think they are in good terms. But,
right.
But they are not compatriots or comrades in arms.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean,
that's my take.
It's important because Gregory So, as you say, probably they've made an arrangement, and he's not going to openly defy CY Leung if he doesn't like this guy. But if Nicholas Young is dependent on him for resources, for people, he could give him crappy people. He could delay or just not get around to it.
Or
he could be really supportive.
He can be very supportive.
Yeah.
But I'm quite sure Greg is not going to take any risk at all on behalf of Nicholas.
Low risk. Yeah.
And so
new
the logical deduction.
Yeah.
So the logical deduction is that Gresso is only or would only be able to support those very safe projects. So I won't see a lot of drastic changes.
That doesn't exactly speak to cutting edge innovation, because that needs risk taking.
Yeah. So that's my take of it. So we'll see.
So you think that even though the government's got a workaround from not getting funding for the ITV, they may be hampered by the fact that it may be less innovative, less bold, less daring, because it'll ultimately be Greg So who's a little more conservative, a little more cautious. That's to sum it up.
Because he is the one who is going to face the crowd.
Yeah. If there's a massive failure in some areas, so you won't want to go there.
So
interesting. Okay.
Keyword for today: hamper.
Hamper. Okay. Yes. Will Gregory So hamper or help Nicholas Young?
Yeah.
That's the one for people to watch out for.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Vincent.
Cheers.